Hey guys, it's Tronics. I know, long time no see. Been quite busy, and been getting messages from a lot of you saying where the heck I am. Did I die? Did something happen? No, I'm still here. Just been very busy with work and travel, and I haven't really gotten to ride the bike that much. So I thought I'd do a video for you guys to settle any uneasy feelings. So I wanted to show you some new stuff that I got for the bike before I made a video of whatever. The newest is the D3 Tail Tidy from the UK. It's really nice. Cleans up the back a lot. It's got an integrated LED light in there. This bracket is all metal. I got the hyper lights mounted. I think it looks a ton better. And here's the OEM one. Just to kind of get a comparison how big this thing freaking was. So it cleans up the back of the bike, really nice. What else did I do? Oh, I got a GPS RAM mount kit from gpscity.com. Got the fork stem. Ball that sits in the hole here, and you tighten it and it expands, so you got this ball here for your GPS. I hardwired in a USB cable to the battery. It goes up underneath the tank to the distribution block that I put in for the heated grips. And here's my Garmin that I use in my car, and it's got I think this is a 1 1/4 inch stem. This kind of mounts right here, and good GPS. This isn't waterproof, but it's good for when I go for a long ride and I don't know where I'm going and I want to explore some stuff so I don't get lost. So that's the new stuff. My levers are fading because they're Chinese knockoffs. I think I'm going to have to get either an anodizing kit or some gold powder coat, so I can coat those and bake them and all that stuff, because I have my own gun, powder coating gun. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm gonna get anything new for this. I think I'm done modding. Not really sure what else I can get, to be honest with you. Kind of like it how it is, so I think I'm pretty much done. So with that said, so I thought I'd do a video a little bit different. Maybe you want to get into motorcycles, you have no idea about them, kind of want to get some good information on them, and you don't know where to go. So first and foremost, definitely, if you're really looking to ride one, you have to ride or know how to ride one of these. It's a bicycle. Why, do you ask? Well, you have to be able to balance on 2 wheels. If you can't do that, you're not going to be able to ride a motorcycle at all. I don't care what anybody says. You gotta learn how to balance. So if you don't know how to ride a bike, I would get a $50 Huffy and start practicing. Because that's the basic fundamentals of balancing. You have to learn how to balance 2 wheels, especially when you're going slow through traffic. You're not going to drag your feet where you're going, so you got to learn how to ride one of these first. Okay, so at a minimum, riding gear, you need a motorcycle jacket. This is leather. It's one of my newer jackets. It's a Triumph jacket. It has the CE armor in the elbows and shoulders, and it also has a pad on the back. This is for motorcycles. Don't wear a hoodie. Don't wear a fashion leather jacket. They're not designed for falling off a bike. If you fall off a bike in a fashion leather jacket, it's going to shred. It's very thin. It's very soft leather. It's not made for abrasion. So you can get a leather jacket. They sell mesh jackets. I have 3 jackets. I have 2 leather and 1 mesh. Mesh is for riding in the very hot degree weather in the summer, over 90 degrees. Also, I recommend full-length gloves, not the short ones. I do have short ones, but I don't wear them anymore. I recommend getting motorcycle gloves like this. I got these on closeout for 40 bucks. You can't go wrong. It has a wrist slider on here. It has a lot of impact resistance. It's made with good quality leather on the palm, so when you fall, you're not going to screw up your hands. Of course, you need a helmet. Always size your helmet accordingly. There's plenty of instructions on how to know what size helmet you need by measuring the diameter of your head in centimeters, and you match it up to the sizing chart of the manufacturer that you want to go with. I have also 3 helmets, 2 Shoei, and I have another one that I first got with my first bike that I do not wear anymore. Another thing I'll recommend, but a lot of guys don't, is riding pants. These are Joe Rocket Ballistic 7 pants. They're made with heavy-duty nylon and also have CE armor in the knees and have hip padding. If you ride with jeans, I highly recommend you get riding jeans. They're more money. They're about $90 to $100 or more. They come with panels sewn in them with Kevlar, so in case you do slide, it's going to not rip your skin up. And I also recommend getting a pair of Velcro knee guards or knee pads that you strap on to your legs before putting your jeans on, so if you do fall, you do not screw up your knees. Also, do not ride with sneakers. Get boots. These are full-length boots. These are racing boots. I got these for 200 bucks. They will protect your ankles a lot better than your sneakers will. They do sell riding shoes that are low cut. If you want to go with those, that's fine, but I highly recommend getting these. So this is the minimum that you should be wearing when you ride a bike. So now we're going to go over basic components of a bike. Cat not included. Starting from the front. The front, of course, you got your tire, your rim, your brake rotors, your brake calipers. This is your suspension here. This is adjustable right here on top and the bottom for rebound and compression if your suspension has that. Of course, your radiator, your blinkers, your front blinkers, your exhaust header. And then this is the engine, of course. And down here is, of course, your kickstand, your gear shifting lever, your foot peg, your heel guards, your chain guard, rear tire hugger. You have your rear suspension here with oil reserve canister, and also this has compression and rebound adjustments. This is your swing arm. This is a rear spool for a rear stand. This is your chain adjustment bolt and nut. And then on the inside of this slider here is the axle nut. It's your rear sprocket. Going up, you got your exhaust pipe, which is here, your exhaust, your subframe, your seat, your gas tank. Gas tank opening with lock. On your handlebars, you have your clutch lever here. Usually you have lights, normal and bright or high beam, your turn signals, and your horn. In the middle here you have your key for ignition. Brake fluid reservoir here. Some models have also a clutch one. This has a cable, so it doesn't. This is your engine cutoff switch, the red button. This is a start to start the engine. Of course, this is your throttle and your front brake. Your main display. This model shows the time, temperature, what gear you're in, your trip, miles per hour, etc. On this side of the bike, everything on the other side except you have your clutch cable coming down, goes into there. You have your dipstick for your oil fill cap, your rear brake lever, which is there, and here's the brake reserve for fluid right there, brake line, and your rear caliper. And those are the components of a motorcycle. It's going to be a lever right here to adjust the choke. And you put the choke on when you start it on cold mornings or when the engine is cold. Then you flip it up when the bike warms up.
So as I was saying before, if you really want to get into motorcycles, you have to learn how to ride a bicycle first. You need to know how to balance. After you've learned how to ride a bicycle, or if you already know, you're going to want to search for the Motorcycle Safety Foundation and take an MSF course, or the BRC, which is the Basic Rider course. It's offered throughout many states. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's a few $100s. Mine was $200, hosted at a community college, and it was 3 days. And during those 3 days, you took a written test, you learned how to ride the bike, you did a lot of stuff. And I do have another video on the MSF course, what you can expect, so make sure you check that out, and I'll post a link on it over here. So say you take the MSF course, it's going to give you a lot of basic knowledge and makes you pretty much see if you're ready to take next steps in buying a motorcycle. A lot of people take the course and find out it's not for them, or they can't handle the weight of the bike. Having a 300-pound bike under your butt sometimes is not as easy as to control for some. So that's why I said $200 well spent, or however much it is, way cheaper than buying a motorcycle and finding out that you can't do anything with it. So, that being said, what are good first bikes? Well, I don't want to discourage anybody, but if you sign up for any type of motorcycle forums, the most frequently asked question is, the most reason why somebody wants to buy a motorcycle is for its looks. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes. A lot of guys, let me just negotiate this stop. Wow, what the fuck? Thank you. That's why you stop at all stop signs. Freaking people just blow right through them. So the first thing that people want to do is buy like a Super Sport 600, like a CBR or a R6 or a ZX6R, because they look cool and they want to make sure their image is awesome when they're riding a motorcycle, because they're new and they're eager and they want to go fast. And that's where most accidents and deaths happen, because inexperienced riders take a very large horsepower engine and motorcycle between their legs and think they know how to ride it, and going around a corner like that, or even stop and go traffic, they flip the throttle too much and they end up wrecking it and getting hurt, or worse, getting killed. So I do not recommend a Super Sport at all. If you're really new and you never rode before, and even if you rode a few bikes before, like your friends or something, be like, yeah, I can handle it, I discourage you to doing that. Get a used 250 get a used 500, and start from there. You're going to drop your bike. It's easier to learn on a cheap one, because if you drop it, you're not going to spend a ton of money repairing it. So please get something small, displacement, to practice on. When I first started riding, of course, you know, if you watched my videos, I started out with a brand new Kawasaki Ninja 250. And a lot of people will go that route because they don't want to waste time looking for a used one. How do I get it home? How do I get it registered? All that shit. So I just went to the dealer and just did it. The only reason why I did it was because I used to ride dirt bikes when I was a kid. And I felt that I sort of already knew what I needed to know, being, you know, how a lot of people are. And it worked out for me perfect. I rode that for about a year, learned everything on it. I learned how to ride, which is what you need to do. I practiced a lot in the parking lots. And then I traded it in for this, the Triumph Street Triple. Which way do I want to go? I'll go right now. So please get a 250 to start on, because you'll be a lot happier, and you won't be afraid of the bike. A lot of people get large displacement bikes and then they're afraid of them. Get out of the way! So of course, with riding a bike, you need proper gear, which I showed you in this clip. You need to have, like I said, the basics to ride. Don't be riding with shorts, don't be riding with sandals and sneakers and shit, because I see freaking people like that all the time. And it takes one time for a car to rear end you, to cut in front of you, to sideswipe you, to take a turn too wide and end up in the grass. And when grass is wet, it's like ice, so you're not gonna win on that one. You're gonna fall down and the bike's gonna land on top of you. And if you're wearing all that crap like shorts and stuff, the engine's gonna burn your leg, and you might break it. So don't do that. Getting good gear that will save your life, please put aside at least $1,000. I know that sounds a lot, and it probably is, but I got a lot of stuff of mine on closeout, so it wasn't a lot of money. The most expensive thing that you're going to buy is most likely your helmet, which is the most important thing, followed by a good motorcycle jacket, preferably leather, gloves, pants, boots, and whatever else you feel you need. I have a high visibility yellow vest that I have. It's military spec. I'm not on a military base, but it's good for overcast, foggy days so people can see you. Look at all the corn. Hello, corn. So those are the first things. If you want to get into motorcycles, that I would definitely get a small displacement. You don't know where to look for motorcycles? Go to eBay, Craigslist, the local paper. Sometimes a lot of local dealerships have used motorcycles. Now let's see if they wave this time. All right, yoo-hoo! It's about time. Usually when I wave, they don't wave back, and I give them the finger. And then I speed off because I'm afraid that they're going to come kick my ass. Wouldn't want that to happen. that's my advice. Want to buy a motorcycle? Start small. Run. Then after you've rode it for a while, then you can upgrade. So once you got your motorcycle and you got your gear on, of course you're going to use what you learned in your basic rider course. How to do your pre-ride inspection, how to get on it, how to start it, how to start off in gear without killing the engine or stalling it. I would highly recommend to first, your first adventures is your local street or even your driveway if it's big enough, just to get a feeling of the bike, where the friction zone is and stuff like that. Keep doing a little at a time. If you live on like a block or something, go around the block, go like a mile, do practice starts and stops, and make sure you get a feeling of the brakes just in case you need to do an emergency stopping situation. You know how the brakes work, so you don't lock up your tires, cause a fall. So the best advice I can give you for practicing is go somewhere where there's not a lot of traffic. I choose to do some of the schools during the weekend, during the summer, because usually there's nobody there. And I got the whole parking lot to myself. Hey, what's going on? Is it a cop? And you can learn in a parking lot at low speeds how to balance your bike better, stuff like that. So that's what I recommend.